What buzz YouTube? 6-Foot Hacks here. Happy guys, today week number 9 of the APA against the Montreal Toucannadiens, coached by Sleeping Knight 77. If you guys want to find out why I brought what I brought, a link to the team builder will be down in the description, as well as a link to our opponent. So definitely go check out the team builder and our opponent Kyle here. And this is going to be post commentated. Hope you guys do not mind. It's actually been a while since I've done anything post commentated, so gotta kind of get back in the groove of things. But if you guys do enjoy the battle, make sure to hit that thumbs up button down below and answer the common question of the day, which is currently on your screen right now. So this match took place at around like 1 or 2 p.m. So my kids were wide awake, running around, which is mainly why it's going to be post-commentated, but I did want to try and do post-com for at least one more APA match. Considering that we are very, very close to the end of the season, I think we only have 3 more matches after this, and then we're going to playoffs, which is going to be absolutely amazing. So taking a look at the team matchup, I was actually really surprised that he didn't bring his Sneasel, but he ended up bringing Hitmonchan. I felt like Sneasel had a much better matchup than Hitmonchan, but Hitmonchan shouldn't be that big of an issue between Rocky Helmet, physically defensive Rotom Heat, and our Primarina in our team here. Also, looking at threats, Necrozma, depending on the setup, could be an issue. Manaphy late game, if my triple assault vest core is weakened, could be a problem. Also, Mega Pidgeot, if he's able to apply enough offensive pressure and get up rocks, could be a little bit hard to switch into, especially if my Primarina is severely weakened, as well as my Diggersby in the back. So let's go ahead and get this started. So I decided to lead off with Bugs Bunny here, mainly for the fact that Diggersby had a really good matchup against anything he wanted to lead with that was not Manaphy, and I was very positive he wouldn't want to lead Manaphy right away. So Diggersby here is Assault Vested, which means I am guaranteed to live at least any 2 hits from this Mega Pidgeot, even if he is a modest variant, but more than likely he is timid to try and speed creep our Tauros that we didn't end up bringing to this matchup here. As he decides to go for the U-turn, I was actually very close to going straight for the return here, but ultimately I decided that if he does want to risk going for the Hurricane, I might as well go for the Wild Charge. Wild Charge did have a good chance to knock out the Pidgeot in 1 hit, as he actually ends up U-turning into the Klefki. And the funny thing is that I actually don't have Earthquake on this Diggersby, because I did not think he would switch directly into Klefki on my Diggersby. So this is a little bit awkward, as he actually does end up going for the Reflect there, which is not that bad, because if he does want to try and go for the Light Screen the following turn, what I can do is U-turn out into my Rotom Heat, which has Defog, so I can go ahead and defog away the screens. But he's actually going to end up switching into his Dugtrio here, thinking that I was choice locked. That's what he told me after the battle anyways, is that he thought I was locked into Wild Charge, so he was going to try to bring in Dugtrio here to trap me. So U-turning there ultimately did really end up helping me out here, but he does still have that Reflective, which could be a little bit annoying. I really wish that he did go for the Light Screen, so I could have brought in my Rotom to defog, but it's fine. We can still work around the Light Screen, considering that we do have some nice specially offensive mons here. As I go for the Sludge Bomb, I mainly went for Sludge Bomb to try and catch the incoming Mega Pidgeot, but he actually ends up bringing in the Necrozma, and while I don't get the poison, I do want to try and lower this thing's speed if he does try to boost his speed, because he's brought Autotomized Necrozma quite a few times. So if I can stop this thing from boosting too much, then my Scarfer in the back will be able to revenge kill him. But he actually ends up going for a second Autotomized, which means now he's at +3 speed, but this is not entirely too bad, because I can go straight for the Energy Ball here, try to do a little bit of damage or just as much damage as I can to then bring in one of my Assault Vest mons. If this thing is specially offensive, they can still live 1 hit from max HP, as he turns out to have the Inferno Overdrive. Now, if you guys saw my team builder, I actually forgot to change my Tangrowth to the correct spread. So I was the spread that I brought last week against DeathyIAm for our week 8 match, which means if he had been max special attack, I still had, I believe, about an 80-ish% chance to live that Inferno Overdrive. But he told me after the match that he even was not max special attack, so he got an extremely high damage roll on that Inferno Overdrive, and Tomas, being the monster that he is, tanks the hit, knocks him out with the energy ball. That Spadef drop did help us out there because we were able to knock out Necrozma. Even if he had knocked us out, we could have then just brought in Diggersby to quick attack him and finish him off with the Reflect Up. After the energy ball damage, he was guaranteed in range of quick attack. So he ends up knocking out my Tangrowth with the U-turn. Yeah, he still got Manaphy in the back, but we still have Primarina in our back line here, so I'm not really too concerned about the Manaphy whatsoever. As he ends up bringing in the Hitmonchan here, I'm just going to bring in my Beedrill to go ahead and try to chip this thing down, maybe force him out into the Klefki so I can then bring in my Rotom. Regardless though, Rotom is a pretty safe switch in here to this Hitmonchan, unless he goes for a rock type move, which was very likely actually. That was the main thing I was worried about, but at the same time he could have potentially gone for a close combat expecting me to switch, or a Fire Punch here, as he does catch my incoming Rotom Heat. The Reflect goes down and he finds out that we are now Rocky Helmet, but I do expect him to try and switch here, not into the Dugtrio though. And I go for the Volt Switch, and that was a very good play on Kyle's part, because now I'm in a bit of a predicament and I'm going to be aggressive here, and I'm going to go straight for the Overheat. If he did have the Stone Edge there, we were physically defensive, and right off the top of my head, I don't remember if we would have lived or not. I think we might have lived depending on if he was a Life Orb or Choice Banded potentially, but he decides to get up a Stealth Rocks, probably thinking that I would switch out, fearing the Stone Edge, which makes a lot of sense here, as he actually ends up making a bit of an odd switch here into the Mega Pidgeot, which turns out has agility. I did not even know Pidgeot learned agility, and this actually had me a little bit scared. Thankfully though, I still have 2 more Assault Vest Pokemon in the back, and after checking the calcs, Diggersby does guarantee live 1 hit after Stealth Rocks, even for modest Hurricane at this amount of HP. So I can bring in Diggersby here. He's probably going to feel inclined to go for the Hurricane, and if he does not confuse us and we don't hit ourselves in confusion, this is going to mean that we can easily knock him out with the return. If he had some type of HP investment, he would have been able to tank the hit at the amount of HP that he was at, but then we do have Quick Attack as well, so I might have been able to pick him off after that. So down goes the Mega Pidgeot, and Assault Vest Pokemon number 2 coming in clutch here as he brings in the Manaphy. I'm going to go straight for the Quick Attack. I really didn't mind if he wanted to go for the Tail Glow, because that meant that I could get off 2 Quick Attacks as opposed to just 1 if he did go straight for an offensive move. As he knocks me out with Skull, it turns out that he is Leftovers and not Life Orbed, and this is really huge, because even if this Manaphy gets a Tail Glow, after Stealth Rocks, Assault Vest Primarina will still be able to guarantee live any one super effective move, which is most likely going to be Energy Ball, and then we can Energy Ball the Manaphy back. So he's going to switch out here as I bring in my Beedrill. I really didn't feel like I needed to go for the Poison Jab, plus there was a chance that he might have felt inclined to bring in the Klefki right away, so if anything, I could U-turn out against the Klefki, back into my Rotom, and just gain momentum off of that. But he does end up bringing in the Hitmonchan here. I'm going to go for another U-turn with my Jirachi here. I didn't expect this to knock him out, but the main reason why I wanted to U-turn with Jirachi was to try to bring in my Rotom Heat here so I can knock out the Hitmonchan with the Rocky Helmet. Or if he did go for a non-contact move, if I was able to live or dodge, then I could go for the Defog to get rid of Stealth Rock. So ultimately, I really felt like I didn't lose much in just going straight for the U-turn with my Jirachi. Plus, if I knocked out Hitmonchan with my Jirachi, he just brought in Klefki for free. At least by bringing in my Rotom Heat as well, I force him to bring in the Manaphy instead of the Klefki, and that's really good for me, because once he knocks me out, this is going to allow me to bring in my Mega Beedrill and then potentially go for a Poison Jab or go for the U-turn. I guess in hindsight, I might have been able to bring in my Primarina, but I think the reason why I brought in Beedrill was because if I did force in Klefki, he may want to go straight for the Light Screen if I had brought in my Primarina. At least by bringing in Beedrill, I can U-turn out and potentially force Klefki to go for the Reflect on my Jirachi or something along those lines. I don't really remember, but that's what I'm thinking. Well, actually no, because I just kind of contradicted myself. If I brought in Primarina here, he can just go for the Light Screen. I guess, to be honest, it doesn't really matter if he went for Light Screen or Reflect, because if we went for Light Screen, then that just means my Beedrill and my Jirachi hit the Manaphy a lot harder. If he went for the Reflect, my Primarina can still hit the Manaphy for super effective damage and easily 2 KO him with the Energy Ball. So he does decide to go for the Reflect here, since I had 2 physically offensive Mons as opposed to my 1 specially offensive Mon right now that was in front of him. I'm guessing he thought Reflect was going to be more beneficial to him, but either way, it really wouldn't have mattered unless he was able to get up both of those screens. But I'm not sure how much would have changed if he did get up the Light Screen after Reflect. Either way though, Energy Ball does so much damage to this Manaphy, and we've only taken one Stealth Rock switch in, which means this +3 Energy Ball will not be able to knock us out unless he does end up critting us. So all 3 of our Assault Vest Pokemon this week coming in absolutely clutch, being able to handle his specially offensive threats. And if you want to know why I brought triple Assault Vest Mons, check out the team builder, check out Kyle, guys. That is going to be the 3-0 victory for the Durham Druddigons in week number 9 of the APA. So with that being said, I will see y'all next week with week number 10 against my good friend Mewtwo fan Nate. So hopefully you guys did enjoy. Make sure to hit that thumbs up button and answer the comment question of the day. I love all of you, and I will see y'all later. So later, buddy.
No matter where you're at, I'm not here to make friends, it's time to attack and deplete your HP with a final smash. Don't make me turn around and pull a 6-foot hacks. 6 foot hacks, yeah. 6 foot hacks, yeah. 6 foot hacks.